Mr. Brown.
You ever watch the movies Troy, 300, King Arthur, any of those back in the day war movies? Those are men that do not take the short end of the stick. And you know why that is? It's because they're great leaders. You have to become a leader. I believe that you're born in your childhood can definitely dictate how much of a leader you are before you start to learn certain tactics or skills. But so like becoming a leader from birth, I don't think you're born a leader. I think you are groomed into being a leader. And that's just by situation, by experience, by your life journey. But what you have to do, if you're not in the position of being a leader already, as a man in this day and age, you best learn the skills and the tactics to become a great one. And yes, we're not all equal, right? So life isn't fair. We're not all equal. Boo-hoo, get the fuck over it. But what you have to do is become aware of the fact that you need to become and excel in the leadership role for you to gain any sort of wave, like any sort of motion. You have to. Because if you don't, I promise, bro, life will not work out for you in the way that you think it is. Becoming a leader means that you have great communication. One of the things that those movies will teach you is that when you're in a position of leadership, you have to be able to communicate. And sometimes communication has to be harsh, has to be hardcore, has to be very penetrating, very irritating to certain people. But on the other side, sometimes it has to be calm, loving, compassionate, understanding. And you have to have that versatility. Because if you don't have that versatility, bro, you're going to lose relationships. You're going to lose deals. You're going to lose effectively a lot. So communication plays a big role in how well you can move a room, move another young man. You're watching this video, and the only reason it comes across to you and you can understand it is because communication is how we're doing it. I'm communicating to you through a video, right? So you have to be able to communicate with people in many ways, whether it be through video, whether it be through in person, whether it be through message, right? All of these things matter. And you have to hone your skills. Not only does being a good leader mean that you can give communication, like speak to people, it also means that you're good at hearing the criticism, hearing ways that you can improve, hearing other people's ideas so that you can implement it so that they feel included. There are so many ways to sway people into choosing you, to being the favorable option, whether it be in business, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be at work, whatever. There are ways to get to where you want to go, but you have to become a great leader, and that starts with your communication. After good communication comes great decision making. Great. And that's why you hear like when the ship is sinking, the captain must stay. Because the captain is the leader of the ship. Right? So if the ship's going down, it's your ship. You better sink with it. So being a great leader it makes you in charge of so many decisions that you have to be great at making them. And when you make the wrong one, you assume all of the consequences. And you have to be okay with that. And so it's a tough role to be in, because when things go great, no one looks to you, right? Oh, we're doing great. Your employees are helping you build your business. People around you are helping you do great. But when goes to when everything fails, they look to you. So you have to be able to take all of the hits, all of them, take them all, understand them all, be able to maneuver and not make the wrong calls even when things are rocky, especially in business. When you're in business, things will get rocky all the time. So you're going to constantly be putting out fires. You're going to be constantly speaking to people. You're going to be constantly trying to do things to make sure that you do not sink, right? And so you have to be able to take that environment, that hostile environment of business, because it is very hostile, and understand how to still make great decisions during the hostile times. You have to almost push away positive energy, push away negative energy, and always stay neutral so that you can make and stay calm and level-headed so that you can make a decision. and make the right decision at the right time. Like, decision making is such a big thing in your life. And a lot of you are not decisive, which means like when you're put up and brought to several different options that you can choose, you then just sit there and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to operate because you're indecisive. And you can't even, if you can't lead yourself to do what you know is right, how can you then expect to lead others into business, into relationships, into a positive light, into a better place? You can't. You have to master yourself in leading yourself, and then you can lead others. And that's why I harp on being a better human all the time. You must strive for progress. Strive for it all the time. Because how the can you then effectively lead people if you can't even lead yourself? So leadership is so multi-dimensional that if you don't start to chisel down on these things that you know you should, you are going to fall to the wayside and be a sheep. And it sounds cliche, but it's true. You'll go with the wind. You won't stand up for yourself. You have to respect yourself, and that's why I talk about respect so much. To be a great leader, you respect yourself beyond anything else. Nothing else matters. My respect comes first. You better respect me. And so you have to operate like that. And I hope you're learning and you do that, because it will change your life. Another part of leadership is conflict resolution. You have to be able to take on conflict all the time. You have to come up against conflict and fight. I promise you, the best leaders are the ones that fight. The ones that fight constantly. The ones that always are pushing and towing the line, because people are going to constantly pass your boundaries. And if people can easily penetrate you, then what do you think is going to happen to the people that are behind you? Whether it be your wife, whether it be your child, whether it be the relationship with maybe your family, your friends, your employees, your business. People cannot impose on you. To be a leader, you have to be able to take conflict and make sure that you're setting your boundaries and that your boundaries are firm. But not only that, but sometimes conflict resolution isn't rah-rah. Sometimes conflict resolution is, bro, we all need to calm down. You took it out of context, and maybe I was a little too aggressive. Let's just let this ease down. You have to know how to navigate your emotions. You got to know how to understand someone else's psyche in the blink of an eye. You got to understand when it's time to maybe get rah-rah, and usually that's the last resort. And more time you should be really subtle, really calm. It's like a calm confidence that you understand how you can manipulate this situation that's happening in front of you, kill all of the tensions, and let everyone go home safely. That happens in business too. Some of the biggest threats come in business. Some of the biggest hardships are from business. On the personal front, if you can't even handle the personal front, don't even jump into business, because it comes at you 10 times harder. And now it's talking about money, right? So to be a leader, you have to be able to resolve issues all the time, putting out fires all the time. And how do you do it? Through communication and decision making. Those are the two biggest keys to being a great leader. Being able to communicate very well and be able to be decisive no matter what is up at stake. And you'll make some hard-ass decisions, I promise you. So if you're ready to be a leader and you're tired of being like a sheep and a follower and a person who can't even stand on their own 2 feet, bro, just go download that DLC and hit that link in the bio, because it'll transform you. It'll always keep you tight. Iron sharpens iron. At some point, you want to be around the wolves all the time. You want to be around the people that the sheep run from. Because if you're running from me, I can dictate where you go. Right? So if you want to be that person who can move the crowd, move in a space where people, they don't fear you, but they feel you. They understand that aura. They see their leadership skills. They see the confidence you exude. They see your image is always up to par and clean cut. You speak well. You make decisions. You're decisive. If you want to be that, yo, just hit that link in the bio, bro. I'll holla at you. Boy, Mr. Brown.